In 2019, we relocated my family to Charleston, South Carolina from Southern California. And 3 full years later, we made the decision to relocate all the way back to Southern California, this time Orange County. This video is about where we were at in life and why we decided to make the move to begin with, and where we were at in life and why we decided to make the move to come all the way back. Hi, I'm Kellie Martinez. I'm a licensed real estate agent, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This YouTube channel, my intent is to bring you a video a week on all things Orange County, exploring Orange County, living in Orange County, whatever it is you're Googling, whatever you're Google searching, my intent is to have a video to cover that. So feel free to pop in the comments what your search is on or what you're interested in learning about, and I'll make sure to see that and do video. One favor I do have is please watch the video to the end. It'll really help my channel grow. And I promise to have a link at the end to a really good local resource or something of value. Okay, why did we leave Socal? We were living in San Diego. And why did we move back? Relocating a family is no joke. I mean, it's a huge endeavor. Even moving to a place within the same city, it's so stressful and a lot of work, and everything involved is hard. So never mind moving across country and doing it twice. Many times this is for job transfers, or maybe you're a military family needing to relocate, or cost of living, or retiring, or want to be closer to family, the grandkids. For me, I'm gonna have to rewind to October 2017. October 2017 was my husband's last MMA fight. He was a professional mixed martial artist with 30 fights and a record of 21-9, and he was never finished. So he decided to retire and wanted to be a firefighter. This was a dream of his since 9/11, and I absolutely love this for him, to have that vision of what your next stage of life is after fighting is huge. And so yeah, that was his next move. And for me, October 2017 was my moment where finally I could plant the seed to leave Socal. I was ready for something new. So the challenge was, how do I convince my husband to leave? He's a diehard Charger fan. I mean, we love the Padres, really big in community outreach. He was a wrestling coach, MMA coach, just very involved and a part of San Diego. And also, I was doing well in real estate at that time too. So, all right, the criteria was no snow, has to have beaches, must be able to afford a home. There was no, we're gonna rent first, gotta buy a house, good schools, and diverse. I Googled, and Google said Charleston, South Carolina. I am actually from Connecticut. I didn't leave the tri-state area until I was almost 16, when my mom moved us from Torrington, Connecticut to Tucson, Arizona. It was a big move. And then almost 16 years later, I moved myself to San Diego, California, where I met my husband, have 2 girls, 2 children, and we were there for 10 years. I have a lot of family on the East Coast, and to be able to see my family, my parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, my brothers, my nephews, I had a niece, to be able to have my kids have that time with all those people, especially their grandparents. I was so close to my grandparents. So to have that time for more than just, a quick weekend a year or a fast week a year, after a wedding, it was really something that my heart needed. And having turned out, and I didn't know this when we were originally planning this, my dad decided to move earlier than he planned to Hilton Head, South Carolina. So him and my stepmom were only 90 minutes away. And so that definitely was a driving force as we visited. Okay, when the decision was final and we started sharing the news with family and friends, the response was wildly positive. And this isn't from the people that wanted us to move closer, it's from the people that didn't want us to leave. Apparently, I was not alone in wanting a change, wanting to experience something new with my family. Even my husband was a little less cringe with all the positive response that we got. There was a colleague of mine who was military and stayed in Charleston, South Carolina, and he said, it's totally the San Diego of the South. I'll never forget that. And I can see some similarities, but definitely not fully. And it's so funny when, we moved and people in Charleston were like, where did you move from? And we would tell them and they'd be like, why would you leave San Diego for here? So it's interesting perspectives from one side to the other. But we ended up making 2 visits. We checked out the areas, schools. We even found a place where we wanted to build a house, build our first home together. And we checked out all the dining and food places around that home at that time too. So December 19th, 2019, we packed up our SUV. We left our 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 900 square foot home, and we headed on our road trip, bringing us to our brand new 2,900 square foot, 5-bedroom, pleasant office, 3 full bath on almost half an acre home. And I was actually leaving my best year ever in real estate. That year in San Diego, I sold 86 houses. So 3 full years later, when I got word from Redfin that they would have me back, we decided to move back to California. And everything was going so well in South Carolina. Everything was fine. We built the house, we decorated the house. We loved that house. We had a pool installed. We really played in that pool. We redid our entire backyard. I planted and loved every tree, shrub, sod. The dragonflies and hummingbirds and geckos. I had never seen dragonflies before this move. Magical. Our girls loved every minute of suburban life. They were living the life, skateboarding, riding bikes at nighttime, getting popsicles from amazing neighbors all summer long. They were doing really well. My husband became a firefighter quickly. He won a world jiu-jitsu championship. Yeah, everything was going good. I was selling 60, 65, 69 homes a year. Not to mention, maybe I will mention, we were in this place for COVID. Compared to California, the restrictions were minimal. So life carried on during COVID. And that's something I'm really grateful for, that we had that time there instead of here. The time we spent with family, the trips to Georgia, lake time with my Uncle Jeff, and cousins, and my brother Luke going to games, Stephen and Suzanne, everyone that we visited, weddings that we were able to make that we wouldn't have been able to make, time with my dad, Christmases at my brother's, my mom, my stepdad hanging ceiling lamps, ceiling fans, all that time I will cherish forever. And I have to say too, during that time when we first moved, I was able to reconnect with my grandfather, Pop, and see my Auntie Lou multiple times, and my cousin Debbie, and John, and my uncle. He's just called Uncle because my mom's only brother. Those people actually have all passed just in the 3 years that we were there. And if I didn't have that time with them, I don't know if I'd be able to forgive myself. That alone, I will just cherish that time that we were there. So back to the question, why would we leave? I wish I had this logical, statistical, really smart answer, but it comes down to this. I am 100% sure the decision to move to South Carolina was the right decision, and I'm 100% sure coming back to California was the right decision. But ultimately, Socal has it all. Orange County has it all. And as long as we're together as a family, that's all that matters. And I can't even hate on South Carolina. It was good to us. Even the humidity it plumped my wrinkles. And we had Chino. Chino joined the family. Chino, yes he did. You're so handsome. Sure, the alligators and the red ants ruin the mood at times, but you know what they say, the West Coast is the best coast. And they also say emotion always beats logic. So for me, I'm just following my heart and what I think is best for my family. This is my first YouTube video. We are here starting from scratch and sharing with you. I hope you follow along, and I also hope I can bring some value to you, whether you're relocating or just visiting OC, with these videos that I'm going to post every week. The best beaches, dog-friendly places to go, the different areas, different neighborhoods, like deciding where you want to live, taxes, whatever it is you're Googling, put it in the comments and I will make a video on those questions. And as promised, for watching all the way through, there is a link to a free moving guide. Thank you. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, click the bell button so you get those alerts.